I just had something delivered to my door, so we got a tool review next. I'm Rick, and this shut the heck up, you stinking roosters. Build up for your sanity. This is the shack. Hello everybody, welcome back to the shack. Just received my new tool in the mail, dropped off my house today. So I'm going to check it out real quick. I don't own any Milwaukee impact drivers. My main tool that I actually like is Porter cable. I do have a DeWalt. The only Milwaukee ones I have are my trim router. I'll put links to those videos up here. And when Milwaukee first came out with their battery powered finish nailer, I got one and I was completely blown away. That is one fantastic nail gun. I've never purchased an impact driver from Milwaukee, so this is my very first one. Not top of the line. I don't need top of the line anymore for just projects in the shop, little things around the house. Not like I'm going to job sites anymore. I've kind of stopped doing that. So let's open this up. I'll readjust the camera. We're going to see what comes with it, kind of check it out. What we're going to be reviewing here is the Milwaukee 3650-21P. This is a 1/4-inch compact brushless impact driver. So we got the impact driver, we got one 2.0 battery. It comes with a charger. Oh, maybe there's a little bag in here, but I don't never use the bags. One thing I don't like is carrying around a name brand tool bag. That just gives people, especially nowadays with all the stupid stuff going on, just gives them more temptation. And I'm not into letting them have anything. So I have generic bags I keep all my tools in so they don't see it and think they're going to try to get something because they don't know what I have. I just said I'm not a fan of tool bags, but there you have it. All your information, more advertisement, your owner's manual, charger, the tool. Wow, that is small. Yeah, 2.0 amp hour battery. I will say this is extremely small, man. Whoops. And this isn't a good start. Huh. Look at that. Stupid trigger's not even in there. Wow, this is a bad start. That's broke. The little tab right here that is glued into, let's bust it right off. How in the hell can you bust that in a bag like that? Yeah, that'll never stay. Well, I guess I gotta go to Home Depot, try to get another one now. We got our replacement, so let's open it up and continue the review. Got this one very, very fast. I went online, there was no way to return it because I got this on the website and it was mailed directly to my house, so I thought I could just do a return on the website and I couldn't. So I went to the Home Depot store Monday morning and returned it, but Friday, since I didn't have a return option from this order, I went ahead and ordered another one and it was at my house Sunday. It's real fast this time. It looks like the trigger is in there now. All good this time, yay! There is no trigger laying inside here. Nice. That's the way it should be. I mean, it's almost cute. It's so small. That is really, really nice. That thing needs to be charged. So you see, comes with the battery charger. You got a 2 amp hour battery and the tool itself. And I can't believe how small that is. Yeah, let me charge this up and we'll be right back. So what I want to do real quick, because it's so tiny, I had no idea it was this small. Curious to know what the weight is on this. And I'm going to compare it to my other two, to a DeWalt into my quarter cable. I use this 90% of the time. And I will take the batteries out of all of them. So the tool itself, £1, 11.9, let's call it 1 pound, 12 ounces. The DeWalt is 2 pounds, 1.3 now. And the quarter cable, I don't know if I can get that set like that, maybe make sure. Put my pencil on to hold it. 2 pounds, 2.4 ounces. 1.12, and these two both come in at 2 pounds, 1.3 ounces. This is 2.4, so the quarter cable is the heaviest. Well, I apologize. This is February now, and I just couldn't finish this review in December. So we got a month and a half void here. So I'm going to try to finish this up. We're going to get this published ASAP. I will say that I am pleasantly impressed and surprised with this super compact little Milwaukee. As you see in the pictures, I built a couple of these Christmas trees made out of 4x4 and 2x4 material. There were a total of 48 screws, all pocket hole joinery for that particular tree. And I built 2 of those trees. This stood up to it. Not an issue at all. So as far as a shop tool, I like this because it is so compact and lightweight. Sometimes these little light tools are a benefit. If you have wrist issues or grip issues, this, as you saw earlier, is lighter. That is huge when it comes to using it all day, doing things. But to me, this is a perfect shop tool because of its lightweight, compact nature. It did not perform any less nor better than these other two. No issues. This is a fantastic shop tool. I don't know if I would take it on a job just because of some of the things I don't like about it. So I'm going to go through a few things, compare them with this, and then we are going to be done. So I'll reposition the camera. We're going to talk about a couple of things real quick, and they're going to finish this review up finally. One thing I really like about my Porter cable is that it is a single-handed operation when it comes to changing the bit. So if I got one hand holding a piece of material and I need to change a bit for whatever reason, single hand push in, I can push the collar, opens it, pulls it right out. Or if I'm at a position maybe tilted a little bit, like if I'm tilted down and I have it on my lap and I push it out, it falls right out. I reach in my tool belt, grab another bit out, slap it in, push it in, locks it in, and I'm good to go. It won't come out. I can change one-handed. Now the DeWalt did not do that, but this newer one does somewhat. So again, one hand, I can push it in, lock it, doesn't come out, open it, pushes it out, but it doesn't eject it like the Porter cable does, but I can still do it one-handed. And again, if I had this tilted and I push it out, see, it doesn't eject it enough, but it still pushes out enough. I can take it out, grab something out of my tool belt, slide it in, one-handed, push it in, locks it in, and go. Unfortunately, that doesn't go with the Milwaukee. One-handed, push it in, push in. It won't. You actually have to physically pull the collar, now push it in, and now it is engaged and it won't come out. There. Not a one-handed operation by no means. Especially pushing this in, that means I'm going to have to push out with my finger, reach in, push it in. That's not how I want to be trying to change out the bit with one hand. Porter cable first, DeWalt close second, to right there, just the Porter cable ejects this a little bit better. This, no. Again, it's okay for the shop, not on a job site. For me, this is a good shop tool. The last thing I want to touch on is the light positioning. I don't know if DeWalt has a patent on theirs, but they are by far the best design. Unfortunately, this one's third in that category also, but it's okay for the shop. My very first porta cable had it here. I'm not a fan of it right there. I don't like it there because when it projects, it makes your bit huge. It makes a very large shadow. I'm going to readjust the camera and I'm going to show you. Right there is my dot. Now I turned the light off on my camera so you can see just how well this thing projects on there. Now the first we're going to do is by far the best, the DeWalt. Look at that. As I bring my bit down, I have 3 shadows direct me exactly where that is, boom. Having 3 points of reference, almost like the crosshairs on your scope on the rifle. It's pointing to the dot right there, which is what we're references, as if that was a screw head. Now I can bring that in. I am right in the hole, or I am right on the head of the screw. So simple. It just locks in the whole area right here. It lights up. It's not showing everything here, it's focusing on where I am working. That's why I like the DeWalt. DeWalt wins this category by far. Second one is the bottom placement here on the porter cable. Now you see it's projecting the shadow up here. So if I follow that shadow, bringing it down to it, it goes right here, boom. Not bad. It lights a little bit here, but it's lighting a lot more up here because the beam of the light is shooting that way. I like this better facing down, but it's still not a bad placement. Much better than Milwaukee. I'm making sure this is locked in so it doesn't fall out. Okay, now we have the Milwaukee. Look how fat that thing is, and there's the tip, so I'm bringing it. It's okay, but I'm having to move because I'm not sure exactly where it's going to hit. See the chuck, everything. It's just not a good position. Down further gives it a more refined shadow. I've never been a fan of the light being right below the chuck head. Doesn't give me a very good projection as far as the work surface versus the tip of the bit and my either the hole or the screw head. So that's somewhat of an overview of some of the features of the Milwaukee versus the other 2 tools in my shop. That's the only comparison I can give because that's the only other tools I have here. I've never had a Milwaukee, and I think that was the major factor in purchasing this. I've never owned a Milwaukee Impact other than some of the Milwaukee nailers and such, but never an Impact or a drill. I thought I would give this a shot. And I would have to say honestly, because I look at a bunch of factors, people say, oh, you're too critical. No, I'm not going to tell you something that's a lie just to get views, just to appease Milwaukee people. Main reason I purchased this was because I've never had one and I wanted to give it a shot, kind of see what it was like versus my other 2. Overall, I'm impressed. It's not a bad little tool. It's not over heavy. It's compact. It is a great shop tool. Job sites, I don't like some of the things on this as far as the build, but again, this is a basic model. But as you saw, I'm not a fan of the light. DeWalt definitely corners that. Not a huge fan at all as far as the bit changing goes. I don't like not being able to do this single-handedly. It's a pain. Plus, putting the bit in, you still have to pull the collar out to seat your bit. Don't like that at all. Again, it's okay for the shop. Not something I would recommend for job sites. So with that being said, putting a couple trees together, not slowing down. I think I was down to only 1 bar. That wasn't too bad with just a 2.0 amp hour battery. Putting 2 of those Christmas trees together, 48 screws per, 2.5 inch long screws, not too bad. Didn't do bad, didn't do any better or worse than the other 2.
Performance-wise, it was very equal. I could not see or feel. Only thing I could tell was this was a lot lighter. I mean, a lot lighter. That I could tell. Building this is so much easier to grab and so light because I'm so used to a heavier tool. So that was a very pleasant surprise. Everybody has some type of a battery level check, either on the battery or once the battery is plugged into the tool. I don't want a 4-pound tool, like Ridge is a pretty heavy tool. I don't need that in the shop. I want something that's going to be less fatiguing, if that's a word, on me working in the shop. This will fit just fine. I might even start using this more just for shop stuff because it is so light. I kind of look at everything. People don't like that a lot of times, think I'm being very critical, but it's just the way I look at it. I'm spending my money, and if I'm going to tell my viewers that it's a decent tool, it's because I'm using it too. My rating on this would definitely be probably a 3.5 star. 4 star if it meets everything, which it doesn't. I'm not a fan of the light in this. 5 star if it exceeds my expectations. Definitely doesn't exceed my expectations other than it is light and compact. That's why I do 3.5. If it wasn't for it being light and compact, I would give it 3, but it gets an extra 0.5 star just because of that. The 0.5 star is taken away from the light position and the ease of bit changing. I will try to find this and put a link down in the description below. I don't know if they'll have the same price that I got it for, basically $100 for everything. Which that I couldn't pass up for a shop tool. Thank you so much for watching. Be blessed. Take back your shack. Build it for your sanity. You're going to spend your money. Look at everything that is important to you. Make sure that whatever you're buying hits every check for you, regardless of brand name. After all, it's your money you're putting out. No one else should tell you how to spend your money. Thanks again for watching. We will see you next video.